Bonjour.
Hello, funny, funky people, dear listeners. This is Fiction After Lunch. Funny things to say after eating too much.
Lunch.
You are too much because you can't stop laughing at any word I say. And this is really off-putting.
So, yeah, for the people who just tuned in.
So just keep your tiny mouth shut.
What? Okay,
Because
I'm not the main talker today.
I am not finished yet.
I'm so sorry.
Good. After having sincerely apologized, I am now able to introduce our nice podcast for today. This is... have a look at... yes, of course. Fiction After Lunch. Who'd thought of that? And after having too much lunch, there are many funny things to say and things that have never been told before. I guess, well, that's what is written on my paper. What I am supposed to say, because I am here. It's absolutely my free will. I'm not forced to do anything.
Yeah, he's
It's
not
what
stuck
I
to
ever
his
wanted
chair or
to
something.
do, and I joined voluntarily, without any pressure. I am well nutritioned. Also, I'm accompanied by two lovely people around here, which names I haven't been told yet.
Yeah. Okay, so for all people who have listened to the how many chapters have we? How many episodes do we already have? I think 7 now. So today is the 7th episode with the trailer, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, for all people, this is a new voice, as you heard.
No, it's not new. It's more than 20 years old. But it changed. So, well, in this current state, I guess at least 3 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm Mindy.
I'm Sam.
And you are?
Meck.
I love how enthusiastically you said it. Yeah, so for all people, we have a new voice, and this is our guest, Meck, for today. And maybe for some, maybe you can introduce yourself a little bit. Like, who are you? What are your hobbies? What do you like? What kind of connection do you have to us? Why are you here today?
Oh my.
Oh my.
Well, first of all, I'm human, I suppose.
Oh yeah, important for our story.
Gifted with voice, a mind which is very caring and understanding, and I really look forward to this wonderful episode.
It sounds very sarcastic, by the way.
I don't have a clue what I am doing here, but perhaps that's for the better.
Yeah.
So in this season, we are talking about fan fictions. Meg, tell us, did you ever read or write a fan fiction?
Well, no.
So you have
Not
no...
really. I read some, but in which context I'm not really convinced whether I should explain in which circumstances I did that and whether I've been drunk or not, so let's just skip that part.
I can imagine that I showed you some fan fictions.
A lasting impression. Of course, yes.
In each episode, we are reading a chapter of a fan fiction that I wrote when I was 13 years old.
Yeah,
And it's very important to emphasize that I was 13 years old for the people who listened to the last episode.
And then you forgot how to write.
This is also the case, yeah. No, but maybe we are now in the chapter 5. But maybe we should give Meg
May I
a little
spoil
bit...
the title of this chapter?
No, not yet.
Not.
I know that you can already read it, but please don't
you
spoil
give
it.
me a sign, yeah.
Yeah, I will give you a sign.
Good.
And
What kind of sign? I'm curious.
I will give you a peace sign.
A peace sign.
A peace sign. I was too much influenced by the
Peace.
Japanese people, you know.
What kind of peace? Like world peace or peace? what about peace in a pot or peace in your pocket?
I'm already... I think he's already overtaken our podcast by now.
Oh no, how very...
I know that this was your plan
how
by
very
now.
unfortunate.
So you're reading my fan fiction that I wrote when I was 13 years old. In the next episode, you're just sitting here
You
alone.
sound so proud.
No, I'm
Is it
not
worth
proud.
it?
No.
No,
I think
no.
it is.
It is.
Really, you think?
You're doing a podcast about that, so that is rather convincing.
Yeah, I'm doing a podcast about it because it's so horrible.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe Sam.
Huh?
Maybe Sam can give you an idea what happened until now in the
Yes,
episode.
I
Because
shall-
you
I
have no
shall-
idea what happened.
I shall interact with you and you with me.
Yeah, you don't need
That's
to talk
new.
about a monologue or something.
Other people. Great.
Other people, yeah.
Nice, because... nice of you to figure that out.
Yeah, but okay. Shut up for a moment. And please let Sam explain what happened until now. Do you remember, by the way?
As every week, I have no idea what happened in
Oh
the last few chapters. I think you should know that the story is about Mindy.
Yeah, Mindy.
Mindy, who is 13 years old, and she has a friend whose name is Lisa. Then there's also Zim, and then there was an accident, and then Zim became evil.
Yeah, therefore this fanfiction is called Zim's Evil Side.
Yeah.
I really like that you're looking at me and I'm like not looking at you. And then I look in your face like, oh, I should talk. Do you expect me?
It sounded like you wanted to add something.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, first of all, my impression of the title, there's been an accident, and therefore Zim became evil. That's right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
so why not calling it Zim's bad side? Because as a consequence of the accident, he might have lost his own side, or he's looking just horrible. Like
Maybe
a bit
therefore he's very
squished.
disappointed. No,
Hit by
no.
a car, and his appearance changed in shape somehow.
Yeah,
and-
no, like maybe we need to give you more input. Like in the first chapter or something, they were like Lisa and Mindy. I'm so sorry. But this doesn't make a difference. There was Lisa and Mindy sitting on the couch watching television, and then they realized, oh, where's Zim? Like Zim is a friend of them, from Invader Zim from the cartoon series. Then Mindy went into the basement where she found Zim, and I really liked one sentence that we always use.
Don't drink the bleach.
Don't drink chemicals that will kill you instantly.
Don't drink chemicals. They will kill you instantly.
That will.
That.
Yeah.
The act of drinking itself is fatal.
Yeah, you should
Don't
never drink
this.
something.
Please stop it. Well, the death will hit you instantly.
I really like the instantly,
Yeah.
like you're just falling down
Yeah.
instantly.
Like someone pulled a switch or something like that.
Yeah. And then I remember, Zim became evil. He just is really, he pushed Mandy or something, and she was like, oh no, this is not Zim. He cannot push me. And I don't know, I think they went to school.
Yeah.
And before there was Gear's robot. You watched Invader Zim with me, so you should know what Gear is and who Gear is. And you remember Gear is like the little hyperactive robot from Zim, and he became, he jumped into a pool
Of chemicals.
of chemicals
That
again.
were supposed to kill him instantly, but
Yeah.
instead he turned into a
Girl. I like your
I'm
reaction.
pretty sure his self-confidence got killed. In that case, well, retrospectively, her old persona was killed in a way, and therefore, of course, drinking those chemicals was, as a matter of fact, lethal.
Oh,
Oh. Wow, this is getting very deep already.
I like this analysis.
Yeah, so maybe you are like our professional story analyst guy now?
A mere fool. Just a fool
A
sitting
fool!
around here listening to sort of gibberish, what I'm doing all the time, and it's...
Yeah, therefore it's perfect for you, by the way.
I guess, yeah. That's what I am supposed to do now, and I am quite satisfied. So, cheers.
We didn't even start the chapter and he's satisfied.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think then they went to school, and this was the chapter that we read yesterday. And yeah, in short, everyone died in the classroom. Zim and Lucy killed them.
Except for 4 people.
Yeah, we assumed that there were like 30 people in the classroom, and 4 people, Mandy, Lucy, Zim, and Gear, who is now called Gil.
Because it's a girl now.
And Zim doesn't want Mandy to figure out that Gear turned into a girl, but we don't know yet why.
I think we learned why.
Well,
because-
apart-
But I don't remember why.
A part of it that they've got a new name, like no, called Gear anymore, but Jill, and no
Jill.
one asks why. And the whole thing's changed. But well, she of course doesn't notice because she's somehow retarded. I don't know.
It's Gear,
Don't
you know?
notice. Well, the whole person changed, even the name. But well, it's still the same as anyway. So I don't know.
I need to admit the characters in the story are not the
Yes.
most
I
intelligent
see, 13
people.
years. Yeah, I recall that.
Oh, I think you just insulted my 13-year-old. But I think that's normal during this age. Like,
They might complain.
should I call Mini Mindy in my
waiting-
head?
No, I'm waiting for your 13-year-old yourself to get angry at me, and I'm waiting for the day we will have an encounter. And I'll face it.
And you will face it and
Of
fight
course I
it.
will.
Oh, okay, so I think this is everything. And I remember that Mandy saved Gil, like while Zim and Lucy killed the whole classroom.
Yeah.
And they decided just to go home. And this is the moment where we start to read the chapter, and you know. And for the listeners, we organized it today like this, that Meck, because he has a very nice voice, and because you're our guest, you have
I
the...
am not getting paid for this.
Yeah, I'm complimenting you out of my free will, so...
No, that's the artist's payment.
the artist payment.
Good reputation.
The fun is your payment.
No hard money, but soft compliments.
Soft compliments. Oh. Okay, let's get into the chapter. So you're reading the POV, and Sam is reading some characters, and I'm reading Mandy and Zim.
I'm so sorry.
What?
No, I'm going to read the POV of that mindfuck.
Yeah, so
Where do
have
I
fun
start?
and enjoy. And yeah, who wants to read the chapter title? I think normally Sam is reading it.
Chapter 5. Flippy.
Mandy and Jill, Ger, arrived at Mandy's house and went in. Mandy stood in front of the door and called, "Now come on,
No,
Jill."
no, no, no,
Oh,
no.
fuck, no, that's
This is my sentence.
okay.
We are
once
reading
again,
this together.
Good. Mandy stood in front of the door and called.
Now come on, girl.
Gil ran into Mandy's house with his tongue out and a big smile. Mandy closed the door and leaned against her. Mandy sighed.
It's finally over.
Gil looked round and noticed something.
Hey Mindy, why is there nobody here?
Mandy's eyes widened. She started to sweat.
Said, I'll tell you later. Let's go to the park. I have heard there's always a weird green guy feeding birds. We could make friends with him.
Of course.
Don't you have any questions?
The weird green guy, let's invite him to our next party. Why not? He's feeding the birds. With poison.
With poison. Yeah, I really like the cheese. We already emphasized that the Mandy in the story is very social, and every
Very
person
optimistic.
she's meeting is her friend.
Let's call it naive.
Naive, yeah. I think normally you say
And
naive.
add.
Oh, I wanted to say something in the Japanese. Kawaiso, Mandy.
Kawaiso.
Kawaiso. By the way, Meck can also speak a little bit Japanese, so I'm so sorry, Sam. But kawaiso means something like bemitleiden.
Like pitiful.
Yeah, pitiful. No.
I don't know any German.
You are German, by the way.
That is something that just happened. I have got Germanized. Now I am full of germs.
Oh.
Therefore, I can also understand the German language of the germs.
Should
Germans, I am so sorry, dear population of this country.
we?
Mandy's eyes widened. She started to
We
sweat.
already
no.
with
No,
this.
I'm starting to sweat. Oh, what is this supposed to be?
You need to say the name here.
Gil.
Yeah! I'm sorry.
No, it isn't. It says Yeza. Sweet Jesus. What is it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I don't know. What language is this?
don't know.
It sounds a little bit like the Greek word we learned, yassas.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Maybe Gil is just saying bye-bye.
In a fictional language that has been just invited for the purpose of being featured in the fan fiction.
Obviously.
Of course, with whole vocabulary and grammar. Yet to be published. Yes.
Yes.
So, they went back out of the house and into the park.
By the way, I realize they are just going home for 5 seconds and then they just go to the park again. Like, what kind of time interval do we have in general? Like, the school lesson only takes place 5 minutes, then she goes home for 5 seconds.
I guess the whole span of events took place over 4 to 5 hours.
That's
the temporal setting.
No, there was already a night in between.
Night.
We have
yes,
two,
of
we
course.
are at the second day.
Because you don't want to limit the reader's imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, I also asked
Very
myself
kind.
why Mandy's eyes widened when Gil asked that no
Drugs.
one is in the house.
Drugs.
And I really like that mini Mandy
Drugs.
is just doing an explanation in the next sentence.
Of course. Well, it's kept in brackets and it says, brief explanation why Mandy lives alone and doesn't tell anyone. Dear audience, your parents. What is it? What is it? What kind of translator did you use to produce
Google
this?
Translator.
Rubby petty, no. Your parents are died. All your base belong to us, of course. After moving to town. So your parents died right after moving to town. And the reason for that she doesn't tell anyone that if she doesn't tell anyone is if she tells a teacher or if she tells a teacher or something, she might given up for adoption. Oh no. You're raping the English language.
The Google Translator raped it. Like, in general, what's written here is that Mandy's parents died. And
got
because she doesn't tell anyone is because she's scared that she will, like, will
forced
be
into-
adopted or something.
yeah.
That she needs to get into adoption. So, but I really like that it's like, your parents died right after moving to town. Like,
Are died.
your parents are
That's
died.
a rare case of second person narration. Just looking it up, we haven't got the time to feature that as well. But nice videos on a certain video platform which we are not sponsored by, so I won't tell the name because I like money. And but you can look it up like second person narration, and that would be I guess, rare case of this narration technique to be featured in a text written by a 13-year-old
Author?
artist.
Artist. I
wouldn't
was
say
a
author.
13-year-old artist.
It did enlighten me and my perception of the world, and the choice of words. The choice of words that the translation, the automated translation service has given to you, also is very different than anything that I have read before. They're very inspiring.
Yeah, by the way, the original story,
I feel so
we yeah, I feel touched.
Yes.
But in the original story, we also have a lot of grammatical mistakes or something, and I really like how Google Translator is putting this also in this story.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
easy sentences, like, the story itself is written in really easy sentences,
Yeah.
but even then, I put a lot of grammar mistakes or anything.
So just a brief resume. So she killed her parents and
She did not.
She did not
anyone
kill her
to
parents.
figure that out because she might get into jail or something. I don't know.
Ah, so maybe Minnie
Because
the
some-
author wanted to bring us false information,
She
fake
wanted
news.
to bring us death.
Death. Yeah, in the last
And
episode,
that's
she
why
already brought
I
us a lot
guess-
of death.
I guess Mandy has also written the explanation herself, well, in the context of narration, and therefore she threatens the audience with killing their parents.
This is very
in
scary.
case she might be adopted. Good. In the meantime, with the normal Zim and the injured Lucy. Zim and Lucy talked. Lucy.
But why are you so so funny when you get scared.
I've just pissed my pants.
What?
That's not funny
No!
at all. Zim,
I need to make a Zim voice. Oh shit! A few days ago, I was in Lisa's basement. She had chemicals in the basement that I didn't know. So I thought a liquid was cola and I drank it. And that fluid created a new personality in me. And almost always when I get scared, she comes out. Got it?
Lucy didn't look at Zim. She looked on the floor. Zim didn't notice something about her wasn't right and asked her concernedly.
Lucy, what about you?
Lucy raised her head and said softly,
Blood loss.
with the words, she fell over.
Ugh.
Blood oozed from her arms onto the floor. Zim looked at Lucy, startled, and screamed.
Lucy!
He got a cell phone from his pack, he got it from Mandy, and called an ambulance. After he had made the call, he put the cell phone back in his pack and picked it up, and picked it up, I guess. Then something happens with a wig. I guess Zim that's Zim. Gets a wig and 2 eye contact lenses
Yeah.
to camouflage.
Camouflage. I like the
Pardon my
word.
French. The ambulance came and 2 tall white men, very specific.
Oh no!
Too tall.
I wanted to emphasize that they're having this coats.
Clothing, that the
This
clothing
coat-
is white.
Yeah, the clothing. I was not emcapsizing the skin color.
I see.
I'm so sorry for everyone who's
tall
already.
Men in white garment quickly put Lucy down, very carefully on a stretcher, and put the Lucy thingy in the ambulance.
What is a stretcher?
The thing you put Lucy on.
So you're now
course.
going to stretch her to get rid of all of the blood, so she doesn't die of blood loss anymore.
Yes, of course.
That's the most logical thing.
On a stretcher to stretch her limbs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you don't know, Lucy got attacked by Zim before, and therefore she was bleeding all over her body.
Yeah, she has now a scar over her eye, and her veins were
Cut open.
Yeah.
What is it? Like the Stockholm syndrome? Oh yes.
Why Stockholm syndrome?
Or perhaps she's just such a masochist, you know. Just, oh yes, hurt me more, please, I like your company.
Maybe that's
Please
the
cut me
reason why she's
more.
always so ignorant. No, I think she's just very doesn't
I
care.
don't feel nothing but pain in my heart. Good.
Okay, let's continue.
So now it is about Zim. And Zim said when getting, so himself, into the ambulance.
I'm coming with you. I'm a good friend of Lucy. We got more information. He's a good friend of Lucy. So, I need to tell you, I have. The story itself is not completely finished yet,
Who had thought of that?
and I'm planning. No, not I'm planning, but I hope that in the continuation we will have a love triangle of Lucy, Zim, and Mandy.
Well, looking forward to it. It's so funny how Zim keeps talking to Lucy, who is unconscious, and states, well, I am coming with you, Lucy, and I am a good friend of Lucy, in case you forgot.
No, I think he's saying to the ambulance man here, like, I'm coming to you. No, I'm coming with you, like with the people.
And with
Yeah.
you too. Yes,
Yeah,
I see.
with you
Well,
guys.
big
And
event.
I'm a good friend of Lucy to explain why he's coming with them.
That's been a very, very dumb mistake. So then again, time for the white men. And the white men nodded. And then they drove off with Zim. In the meantime, with Gil, I guess Gil or Jill, how should I pronounce it?
We normally say Gil.
Gil, good. With Gil and Mandy in the park, Gil was running after a squirrel like crazy.
Yeah, like normal Gil, actually.
Mandy said to herself,
Gil kind of reminds me of Gear. Oh, she's the most intelligent person in the whole story.
Oh, yes. Gil reminds me of Gare, whom I haven't seen for 3 weeks now. But then this strange Gil person appeared.
At the same time.
At the same
With the
time,
same knowledge and the same behaviour, but being a girl, well, what a coincidence. What might have happened? I don't know. Mandy saw someone sitting on a bench. Mandy said happily.
I see that green guy over there. I'll go see him, Gil.
She went behind the bank.
Behind the bank. Where does the bank come from?
Bank.
It's a good park. You can get your money everywhere.
Of course, she went, let's say bench, would be better. And started talking.
Hello, I'm Mindy. And you?
Oh, I thought like, hello, I am Mandy, and you.
I am Mindy.
The green guy got upset. Oh no, just got up. And got upset. And
You
turned
are
around.
upset.
Mandy looked at him surprised. Mandy was surprised looking at him and said to him,
You are a bear?
well, who'd thought of that? The green guy, and how it turns out it is a bear. A green guy. Feeding pigeons or birds in general, and then it turns out, well, it's not a green guy after all, it is a bear.
A green bear.
Ah, gummy bear. He has black eyes and green fur. He wears a green cap on his head. He's also wearing a green army jacket, or whatever the parts are called. He looked at Mandy.
I like the comments from Alpha Mini Mandy.
Screw language.
Like, oh, whatever the parts are called. Like, I don't care.
Mandy said slowly.
Who or what are you?
He said in a cute voice,
I'm Flippy. I'm from Happy Tree Town.
Mandy.
Are you in the army or something?
Flippy said.
No, not more.
He added quietly, Mandy.
Well, what the heck? Welcome to Flippy Town. What? This is a good name for the town.
Some strange person, but already has got the whole town named after him. I admire strangers very much, yeah.
I'd assume you forgot a comma again.
Yeah, I think it should be welcome.
To Town Flippy.
Yeah.
Well, it
Welcome to
change
town,
with,
Flippy.
with the punctuation because the whole word has to be put on another place. Like, welcome to town,
Flippy. But how does she know that he's not from the town? Like, they didn't talk about the time or anything, that he just moves there.
No, welcome to town because he seems to be new and she wanted to be polite.
But how does she know that there's always a weird green guy feeding pigeons in the park?
Drugs.
Okay. Or maybe this is just a drug dream of Mandy.
Well, that's good for you to know. But Flippy smiled and said,
Thanks.
Mandy.
I wanted to ask you something.
Gil yelled in the background.
I have you squirrels!
No, isn't it supposed to say, I hate you, squirrels?
I hate you,
I
squirrels.
despise you. I want to deep fry you. You are making me angry.
No.
But then Flippy asked carefully.
Who is this?
Mandy said, bored.
Oh. Gil was a friend of mine.
Friendship ended.
Their friendship immediately ended after Gil got a squirrel.
Until now.
They just met each other today in the school, and she's assuming to him like Gil is her friend now, and now she's like immediately cutting off the friendship again.
Yeah.
The friendship lasts 2 hours.
I'm making myself new friends.
Yeah, no friends. And now a note from Arthur Mandy.
She only met Gil today.
Yeah. I like that Mini Mandy Arthur realized this fact.
Mandy said happily again.
Hey Flippy, do you have any friends? And now, like now that she lost Gil as a friend, she's like searching a new friend again.
Flippy said sadly.
No.
Mandy said very surprised.
What? Why not? This is like, you don't say this to people who don't have friends. Like, why don't you have any friends?
Because I have to explain you, I'm a search the mass murderer and I have killed my friends.
Maybe.
Flippy didn't look at Mandy and said softly,
There have been a couple of incidents about me.
well, who'd thought of that? Mandy looked at him sadly.
That sounds kind of sad.
she couldn't finish the sentence because Gil pushed her away. Mindy fell on top of that meadow. This spare one, this exact one here. Gil grinned at Flippy and asked loudly.
Hi, I'm Gil. Shall we become friends?
Exclamation mark. Mindy got up and brushed off the dirt.
What Gil is saying is whether we shouldn't become friends. Like, why does she need to explain this?
Well, because she has still gathered many problems of her own, drug addiction, and needs to consider herself what she is listening, and by repeating the question, it is just a kind of help for herself to understand what is happening around her. Otherwise, because of, drugs, she couldn't understand otherwise, because she is constantly dumbing down.
Like, maybe she also took too many chemicals in Lisa's basement.
Of course, Flippy smiled and happily said.
Clearly.
Mindy also smiled.
Super!
Mindy noticed something about Flippy.
Hey Flippy, you have something wet on your white cheek.
Flippy grabbed his hand on the cheek.
Maybe he was already holding his hand on the cheek and then just grabbing the hand. I like how you're so disappointed every time.
I'm not disappointed, I'm just, surprised in a different way. Flippy, please.
Red stuff?
He took his hand away again. Again, of course, because that's what he's doing all the time. Just putting his hand on the cheek and putting back again, like...
Yeah, therefore he was grabbing his hand that was already on his cheek.
Very athletic, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know,
maybe this is a sport in this kind of universe.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Flippy's eyes widened and he just said one word.
Blood.
His eyes turned green. His teeth went razor sharp and so did his voice. Oh no.
Oh no.
His teeth went razor sharp and his voice got deep. Mindy asked carefully.
Flippy?
Flippy saw a squirrel nibbling an acorn on the floor.
On the floor.
Oh no. Mindy thought along Flippy would be alright. She probably got it wrong.
She probably got it wrong.
Flippy laughed. No,
Hilarious.
Flippy laughed madly and took a knife out of his green jacket. He stabbed the squirrel at lightning speed with the knife. When the squirrel was dead, he turned to Mindy and laughed even louder. He got closer and closer to Mindy.
Yeah, what do you think of Flippy just killing a squirrel right now?
So when we first read it together, I started screaming.
Yeah, we were reading this in the botanical garden and she was like, no, not the squirrel.
I was so mad at you. And the funny thing was, when we were talking about it in the botanical garden, ambulance drove by.
Ah, yeah, during the ambulance scene with Lucy and Sim, there was like exactly at the same moment an ambulance like driving in the street and we heard it.
Well, I think it's just the impression you've got of him, and it's quite wrong. I think you're getting it very wrong here.
What kind of impression?
Because it is, of course, a victim of the ongoing COVID crisis, and is a very frustrated, unemployed butcher.
You mean Flippy?
For work to do, and he's so mad after all these years, after these centuries without work, without one animal to cut open. And always takes his knife out and sees this fat squirrel walking down the park and says, yes, finally, there's work for me to do and I can show everyone how good I am and how well I know to hold the knife.
And how fast he is. He does this with lightning speed.
Cutting at the speed of light. I like it, yeah.
But okay, with this explanation, if he's a butcher, he always has a knife with him, so he's always prepared to work. Really enthusiastic.
I do admire him, yeah.
Okay, he's a workaholic then.
He's very motivated.
Do you think he will kill Mindy?
Stay motivated. This is one thing you can learn
from this podcast.
You have to be prepared all the time. You have to stay motivated to fulfill your dreams, to carry on with your vision of the future. Like Flippy and the squirrel.
I think more like Flippy instead of the squirrel.
The squirrel died, of course, but for a a good sake, for the sake of cutting with a knife. How very
Yeah.
fulfilling.
Yeah. That's very fulfilling.
Yeah.
Please don't do this at
And now for
home.
Mandy. What would
Yeah, what will happen with Mandy?
she might be hungry, I don't know. Mandy was sweating with fear. Yes, so the fear is
Sweating
being
on her skin.
sweat out of her body, and she said, as she always took a step back when he got closer.
Always.
Yeah, of course, because he is a butcher and always cuts things like animals,
And humans.
Not that much for trees or fruit, but
He doesn't seem like a vegetarian.
no, not really.
Okay.
Well, he could be a vegetarian butcher, just cutting
Yeah, that's
animals
true.
but not eating them himself.
Flippy, please don't do that. Zim! Help!
Uh-oh, they are coming.
Oh no, my neighbors. No, they heard me scream. Oh no.
In the meantime, in the hospital, Zim is talking to a doctor outside Lucy's hospital room.
Okay, the doctor.
Your friend will be better soon. She will be here for a few more days.
Zim sighed and said to himself,
I was lucky again. What? I was lucky again. What does this imply?
Maybe for some reason it is important that Lucy stays alive.
It
"Well,
seems
for some
so.
reason it's important that Zim already left the scene before the squirrel got killed, and Mandy is screaming for help at someone who isn't there anymore, which makes the whole situation even more frustrating.
Yeah, Zim and Lucy, like,
Absolutely
all of them have not been at the same location. Like, Zim and Lucy have been in one location, and Mindy and Gil have been to a different location.
Why does she ask for Zim's help then, when Zim isn't there at all? She's retarded
Because-
and too much drugs.
Oh!
No.
Maybe because she has, like, a love connection to him.
Really?
Yeah! We are shipping Mandy and Zim.
And he's leaving her alone.
Yeah, because he needs to help Lucy. You know where the idea of the love triangle is coming from, you know?
No.
Oh,
They can't
I
decide.
think no one is on my side here.
No.
Oh, you
No,
don't want to have... What? Who are you shipping now?
Now I'm shipping them with the doctor.
Why? Where does this idea come now
Well, let's
from?
pretend the doctor's asexual, not interested in this kind of stuff. But then, now for something important. Zim said to the doctor,
Then, I will probably go now. I think that's a correct decision.
no love interest at all. I'll just go away.
I need to hold my
I will
distance.
go away now, and here it also says Zim left the hospital, but suddenly he had a strong feeling,
Strange.
a strange feeling, which might be strong, we don't know,
Yeah.
in the speedily spock.
Spooch.
Spooch. What? Why spooch?
It's a speedily spooch.
What is it?
It's Zim doesn't have normal organs because he's an alien, and this is this is the name of his organs. There was one episode where Zim was stealing the organs from all of the other children because he thought if you have more organs, you're more human. I think that's reasonable. If you have 3 lungs, you're more you are 3 times more human.
Yeah.
Ah,
He knew
no.
what it was,
This
and
was
he
one
only
calculation.
said one word before running to the park.
Mandy.
Yes, of course.
And this is the end of the chapter.
How very enlightening. Well, it's much fun. Not making that much sense, but still very much fun. Yeah.
Yeah, how was your first time?
My first time. You're asking me about that. What's wrong with you guys?
Yeah, this podcast is rated explicit, so now we are going to talk about your first time reading this fanfiction.
Well, then let's talk about Zim's organ pipe.
Organ pipe? What?
Growing from his peeled spooch. Oh.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Sam. There's going to be no love triangle between the Doctor, Zim, and Mandy because Zim doesn't have
Because
interest
the
in the
doctor flew
Doctor.
away and can't be reached anymore. He is out.
He
He's
disouted.
out. No, nothing. That's it.
Or maybe he will come back. Maybe he will not give up and stalk Zim or something.
Why should he?
Yeah, maybe the Doctor is in love with Zim and aliens and
After-
wants to dissect them or something.
How much of a time?
How much? What?
Yeah. How long did he stay there?
In the hospital.
Yeah.
How long do you need to save someone from blood loss?
Well, let's say 20 seconds.
Yeah, then maybe 20 seconds. The doctor got love on first sight.
Love at first sight, yeah.
Yeah, Doctor saw Zim with his green skin, fake wet eyes.
And thought, well, might be a trap, but I'm going for it.
Might be a trap. Yay. Yeah, who knows? The doctor sees a lot of humans every day, so maybe an alien is something really enlightening.
Might be a friend of Flippy's, like, they go to the same Butcher's Academy.
Why does the doctor go to a butcher's academy?
Well, needs to know how to cut.
It makes sense, I think.
Okay. So we assume the doctor and Flippy went to the same butcher academy. Maybe the doctor will save Mandy then.
Why?
Because he is friend with Flippy, because they know each other from like academy
Like,
times.
Flippy? Why should the doctor save Mandy? If Flippy cut a squirrel, was, let's say, 2 tiny pieces in front of Mandy, and might continue doing so with her as well, why doesn't the doctor himself join Flippy
Oh no!
in the act?
I want to save Mandy, but I think it doesn't look good for her.
It's more appealing, isn't it?
So this is your prediction for the next chapter?
Of course it is.
Okay, so Sam, what is your prediction?
I also like the idea of the doctor helping cover up the murder of Mindy.
What? Why is everyone trying to kill Mandy now? I'm not for killing Mandy. Because she's like really sweet. She just wants to be friends with everybody and then she gets killed.
Well,
Maybe that's reasonable.
I
naive.
predict you won't see any squirrel at all in the park anymore, but there'll be fresh meat at discount at the butcher's.
There will be a butcher's
Some
shop in
days
this park.
afterwards. Yeah.
Selling squirrel flesh. Squirrel.
It's Grill and Mindy.
And Mindy, yay! I'm looking forward to it.
Humans can die, but the material they're made of will always prevail. In
And-
different shapes, perhaps, and, well, it's not that bad. Well, you can eat minced meat, so you will be reused to provide for many more lives, yeah, to feed people. Why not?
Yeah, sounds reasonable. Okay, I predict Mindy will not die. I don't want her to die, and that the doctor will talk with Flippy. And I still hope for my love triangle between Lucy, Mandy, and Sim. And Gil just plays in the park. Okay, let's figure it out in the next episode, because this chapter was the last one that Sam and me did read in the Botanical Garden, so the next chapter will be completely blind also for us. So I have no idea what will happen in the next chapter. Sam doesn't have an idea, and you don't have an idea in general, because this is the first time you're reading this. And yeah, do you have anything else you want to say to our listeners?
Yeah, please. Enjoy the upcoming episodes. Keep traumatized, and let those...
I think this is the first time that he's laughs during the whole time.
It's so much fun. I have to admit, it's kind of foolish fun, but
It's nice fun.
It's not about quality, it's about quantity of fun you can enjoy.
Yeah, we are
And,
doing this podcast for people to have a good time, to
Yes.
laugh, and also for us to have a good time and just read
I
stupid
see.
stuff. No.
To make the best out of everything.
Yes. So, Sam, do you want to say our social
I
media,
want to-
maybe?
No, I want to talk
What?
about what we had for lunch.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I
yeah,
forget
because-
it every time.
We
It's-
forget it
it's,
every time.
So that's for the fiction, now it's for the lunch.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we always talk first about the fiction, then about the lunch.
Noodles, patty, salad.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Now to our social media.
Yeah, our social media.
You can talk to us on social media, on Twitter, where we are Fiction and Lunch, because I didn't have enough letters.
Yeah.
You can like pictures of our lunch on our Instagram, Fiction After Lunch. You can visit us on Tumblr, Fiction After Lunch Podcast, or you can email us at fictionafterlunch@gmail.com.
Yeah, so this is everything for today. So thank you a lot, Meck, for being our guest today. Thank you all for listening to this very weird podcast, as we already established until now.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't mind. It's
And we
been my
really hope-
pleasure.
Yeah, and we really hope that maybe Meck will come back in future, maybe with completely new chapters or something. And yeah, we wish you all a great time. maybe you can listen to the next episode, which is already out. Maybe you can just do something else that makes your day great. And yeah, we are getting something. Maybe we will drink a tea or something now.
3,
2,
1.
1. Don't drink chemicals that will kill you instantly. Bye bye.